Welcome to the Third Eye Therapeutic Yoga sequence. So we've got up into the upper chakras now, and as we move up to the third eye, we're moving up to the frequency of light. And in this space, we really want to get super quiet. And it's all about observation and looking within, and also finding our drishti point in all of our poses. So the drishti is our point of gaze, and the drishti is a very powerful tool within our yoga sequence, because what it does is it enables us to bring our focus inside. So if you're in a yoga class, and you're looking around you and you're looking at the people, oh, what's she doing next to me? Is she holding her pose? It's all in that space of, externalizing. It's all in that space of comparison. And so interestingly, during this session, what I'd really like you to do, I'm going to keep bringing the awareness back to the drishti. And say, for example, we're going to take the arms out to the side, look out over the right hand, and we're going to gain that really strong focus. So we're going to look to the fingers or just past the fingers, and we're going to keep our gaze in that space. Okay, so we're not going to look around us. And as we do, it basically brings our focus internal. And when we're looking internally, I want us to work through all of the energy centers and see what's happening within each of the energy centers. Are we grounded? Are we bringing the energy up into the body? Are we allowing the energy to flow through? Are we feeling kind of evolving throughout the pose? We're not getting into it and feeling really static. We're feeling, we're sensing, we're taking the pose deeper if we need to, or pulling back a little bit if we need to. Are we strong in our core? Are we holding our solar plexus energy center within the center line of our energy system, our powerhouse? Are we emanating our power from that space? And then are we expanding through the heart? Are we looking internally and giving ourselves love and giving ourselves compassion for each of the poses, or are we berating ourselves and wanting us to get a little bit deeper? So it's all a process of internalization. So we're really going to work on this internalization and using our third eye energy center and our mind's eye to be able to get there. All right, beautiful. So we're going to come up to standing, and we're going to start with our Tadasana pose, so our mountain pose. So really grounding down into the feet now, imagining those roots coming out of the bottom of the feet. They're going to make their way down through the floor, down, down, down into Mother Earth, and they're going to connect us in with the core of Mother Earth. And they're going to pull the energy up into the body, and we're going to do our little grounding. So just pushing into the sides of the feet and just bending the knees on the inhale, and then exhale, just straightening the knees, and just do a couple of rounds of these, just allowing the legs to shake and tremble and charge up. And breathe. You can keep the eyes closed, and just keeping the eyes closed now and straightening the legs after doing a couple of rounds of that. Just checking in what's going on for us right here, right now. How are we feeling? What are we thinking? If we trace down our energy centers and look internally, have we got them in alignment? Is any part of our system talking to us? Nice. Then we're just going to pull up through the sacral, so just can do a few little swells of the hips just to get that energy flowing up as we charge it up. Engage through the core. Open up through the heart, bring the shoulders down the back, and then the throat. We're going to just tuck the chin slightly, feeling into our throat, what's been going on for us creatively. How's our communication and our expression of self? Can we see how we're expressing ourselves in each of these poses today? Really, working with our intuition and getting a bit creative, I'll give you creative licensing and permission right here, right now. And we're going to inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Relax through the shoulders. And then we're going to interlink the fingers, point the forefingers up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bend back. So on the inhale, we're going to ground into the feet. We're going to allow the top of the head, the crown, to be pulled up and just lightly bring yourself into a slight back bend. And then we've got those arms are aiming to get in line with the biceps. Try and straighten the arms as much as you can. And we're going to look up now. So we're looking up, our point of gaze, our drishti is up towards the ceiling, up towards the hands. A nice deep breath here. Again, can you evolve in the pose a little bit? Can you come a bit further back? Creating that balance. So everything about our balance is stilling the mind. So when the mind is racing, you'll find that your balance is not great in body and in mind. A couple more breaths here. And then coming back to standing, bringing the arms back down to the sides now. We're going to take the left leg back now. And we're going to ground into that right foot. And then we're going to just bring it forward. So bringing the weight forward onto the right leg. And we're going to straighten that right leg and lift that left leg up. And we've got our drishti is straight down towards the floor. And we're bringing the internal focus inside. So we're checking down through the body. Have we got our stability on that standing leg? Are we pulling up the energy? And are we engaging through the core? And we're going to fold forward and just bring the arms, bring the hands into heart center. Taking some deep breaths here. Warrior 3. Can we take that left leg a little bit higher? You can point the foot or keep it flexed, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to do 5 breaths here. Nice. And then bringing that foot down now. We're just going to bring the foot towards the back and we're going to bring both hips to face the front. And we're going to get that balance point in the middle. So in the middle of the legs, making sure that we've got that alignment of the energy centers with the root chakra facing down. Nice and strong through the legs, grounding down through the foundation of the feet, pulling up through the core. Now we can take the hands behind the back, so we can either make prayer behind the back or holding onto the elbows. And we're going to come into a little bit of a back bend, inhale back, but we can tuck that chin and we're going to look straight down. So we're going to fold over the hips are folding, hinging, and we're going to fold down towards that front right foot. And that drishti is towards the leg. We're aiming the crown of the head down towards the foot. Nice deep breaths here. Engaging through the legs. Deep breaths, internalizing what's going on within the body. And then engaging, pushing down into the feet nice and strong, legs nice and strong. Engaging through the core as you come up. And then coming all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Taking that foot through to the front now, bringing the arms down by the sides, coming back into our standing mountain. And we're going to do that on the other side now. So taking that right foot behind us, grounding down into the left foot, and we're going to bring the weight of the body over that left leg, really pulling up through that left leg nice and strong, grounding down into the foot, spread the toes, sweeping this hip around so the right hip's coming down towards the mat, and we're going to lift that right leg up as high as we can take it, hinge forward, and nice deep breaths here, nice and strong, pulling up in the Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is engaged, and the core is engaged. Beautiful. And then dropping that back foot lightly down onto the mat. Nice. And then coming on the other side now, grounding down into both feet. We're just going to can close the eyes and just really feel into the distribution of the weight in the body. And then we can either make prayer behind the back. My nails are a bit sharp. So we're going to make prayer behind the back or take hold of our elbows. Externally rotate those shoulders back, nice and engaged through the core. Get that central balance. And we're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to fold and hinge over that left leg now. So we're taking the belly down towards the leg, then we're taking the upper body down towards the leg, and then we're aiming the crown down towards the foot. Pavottanasana, this one's called. Intense side stretch. Where's your center of gravity? Where's your balance? What's the mind doing? Stilling the mind. Nice. And then inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Lovely. And taking a step through to the front now. And we're going to do our eagle pose. So bending the knees, we're going to take the weight of the body over onto that right foot. Again, opening up through the shoulders and grounding down into that right foot. We're going to lift up the left leg and we're going to take the left leg and hook it over the right leg. And then we're going to do the opposing arms. So this is a really good one for balance, focus, and see if we can come to sitting a little bit more. If anyone's a Libra, this is the yoga pose for Libras. I'm a Libra. So it's really great for creating balance within the body. So you can hook that foot around the back and lift up those elbows. Bring those shoulders down the back. See if you can sit a bit deeper. Pulling up through the Mula Bandha, the energy lock of the pelvic floor, pulling up through the core. And don't forget to breathe. If you're not breathing, you're not doing yoga. Don't know if I've said that to you guys before, probably heaps. The last couple of breaths. Nice. And then coming all the way up to standing. Beautiful. And of course, we're going to do that on the other side now. So grounding down into that left foot. See that center of gravity, sense it, feel it, observe it, going down that left leg now. Bending through the left knee. We're going to hook that right foot over now. And we're going to do the opposing arm. So whatever you had on the one side, we're going to do it on the other now. So interlocking the arms, lifting up the elbows, engaging through the core, stilling the mind. Focusing on the breath. And then with that last inhale, coming up to standing. Nice. And we're going to come back into downward facing dog. So we'll just come through a little flow. So inhaling, we're going to bring the arms up, grounding into the feet. Exhaling, we're going to fold down now. Hinging at the hips. Inhaling, we'll come into a little flat back. Exhaling, we're going to come back into a downward facing dog. Deep breaths here, we'll just do 5 breaths here. What's going on internally? Breathing lightly into the belly. Nice. Then we're going to bring the knees down to the mat. We'll come into our dolphin pose. So what I want you guys to do is interlace the fingers, and we're just going to join those two thumbs together. So nice and lightly, And what we want to create is a nice long straight line. So we're not bringing the wrists in like this. We are meeting the hands together like so. All right. And we're really pushing down into those forearms now. And we've got the knees underneath the hips, tucking the toes, and we're going to lift those hips up and high. So we're just going to roll forward. So we've got those shoulders over the elbows, and we're going to breathe here. Point of gaze between the feet, stilling the mind. Pushing down into the forearms, not collapsing into the arms. This is great for energizing and strengthening the shoulders in preparation for shoulder stand. Inversions. Last few breaths. Nice, and bring the knees down now. And we're gonna come straight into our puppy dog pose. So, taking the arms out to the front now, and we've got the knees underneath the hips, and we're going to stretch out over the arms, and we're going to bring the forehead. So we're doing a bit of a massage to the third eye in this one. We're going to tilt the pelvis up towards the ceiling, bringing the knees underneath the hips. We're going to close the eyes, bring the focus into the body. Where can you feel? Where can you sense the energy moving? Opening up through the heart. As we expand through the heart, bringing it up through the throat and into the third eye. Deep breath. Letting go, releasing the pelvic floor. Where are you holding on? Beautiful. We're going to come back into our downward dog now. So tucking the toes under, sending the hips up and back, engaging through the core, pulling up through the Mula Bandha. And we're going to look forward. We're going to bring the right foot forward now, and we're going to come into a lunge. So deep lunge. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up, and we're going to look up towards the hands. Bringing the light in. Imagine you're looking up towards the sun, bringing that light streaming down into the energy body. Whoop. 5 breaths here. Beautiful. Taking the hands down now, taking that right foot through to the back, downward facing dog again. 5 breaths here. Tilt the pelvis up. And we'll do that on the other side now. Raising up the left foot, bringing it through to the front, grounding down into that foot, grounding down into that back foot, tuck the toe at the back. Feel that stretch, looking up towards the hands. Straightening the arms, trying to bring them in line with the ears now. Looking up, soaking in all the light. Nice, bring the hands down now. Take the leg back to the back. Downward facing dog. Nice breath here. Beautiful. And we're going to sweep that right foot through, and then we're going to come up to standing. So you're going to be in line with the side of the mat. So we've got that right foot in line with the side of mat, and the left foot now is in line with the back of the mat now. Beautiful. So we're going to ground down into the feet, engage through the legs, pulling the energy up into the system. We're going to open up through the sides of the shoulders, so bringing the shoulder blades down the back. And we're going to inhale, bring the arms out to a T. And we're coming into our side angle pose now. So we're going to bend through that right knee. If we need to bring that foot a little bit further forward, please do. So we want to make sure that knee is in line with the ankle. We're aiming for a 90-degree angle with the thigh there, with the hamstring parallel with the mat. But if you can't get there because the hips aren't open or the groin, that's fine. So we're aiming to get that knee over the little toe. And then we can bring the right arm down onto the top of the thigh, or we can take it down onto the mat. So just making sure that we're not compromising our side stretch. So we're not going to lean forward to put the hand down. We're going to make sure that we're still stretching. So that's the most important thing. This is intense side angle stretch. So we're going to sweep that left arm now up and overhead. And we can look back through that armpit. Drawing your energy, drawing your awareness into the body, pulling the energy up through the legs. Five deep breaths here. Stretch into those fingers, and then we'll come up to standing. Nice, and we're going to do that on the other side now. So keeping those arms out to a T. We're going to take a deep inhale, and then we're going to bend through that left leg now. So the left leg, left thigh is parallel to the mat, and that right leg's nice and straight, picking up through that back instep. And we can either place that left arm down onto the thigh lightly, so we're not leaning on it. We're holding ourselves up with our core, but we've just got that arm resting. And we're going to sweep that right arm up and overhead. And we're going to hold here, looking up, back through that armpit. Five deep breaths. What's going on in your body? Nice. Bringing the arms back to a T. We do it all very slowly, mindfully. What's happening within the body? Scoot the feet together. Bring them together at the front of the mat now. Lovely. Grounding down into the feet. We're going to just hold in our Tadasana pose. And see if we can draw the energy up. We're going to visualize our open crown, the energy and the light. I was going to say piling down then, but it's raining down into the crown. If we close our eyes, can we visualize that? We need to visualize the light coming down into your energy body, coming down into your aura. Have we got our energy centers stacked up? So we're allowing that energy to flow easier. Let's do everything we can to get our energy flow really nice and efficient. Deep breaths here. Can you feel the energy soaring around your body? Feel it in your hands, running up and down your arms. Can you feel it in your legs? Nice. All right, opening the eyes back up. Taking all the light in. So bringing the light in to the body through the eyes. And we're going to bend through the knees. Coming down onto our knees now. We're going to come into our camel pose. So we're going to take that drishti back, open up through the heart. So good for the heart, good for the throat. Allowing the energy to come all the way up and through the body. So draw the energy up through the legs. So those shins now are our foundation, pushing into the tops of the feet. Imagine the spine is being pulled up, engaged through the bum, and we're going to open up through the chest now. Deep breath here as we fold back in body times, allowing the body to tell us. You might feel that compression on the lower spine. You might feel it in the mid-spine or the thoracic. And then we're gonna, if you can, take the hands onto the feet. If not, keep them on the hips. Breathe directly into the third eye. Send the hips forward and then coming all the way back up to kneeling. Taking some deep breaths here, closing the eyes. What patterns can we see? Can we feel within the body? It's that same old pattern that comes up. Or are we recognizing, I can feel my lower back. I know that's always a pattern for me, emotionally, and then so physically. Beautiful. And then we're going to just cross at the ankles and sit down on our bottoms. Extend the legs out to the front, and we're going to come into wheel pose. So just as a practice or a warm up for this one, we'll come into bridge. So we're going to bring the feet, and if you can't get into the full wheel, that's absolutely fine. Just do bridge again. So we're going to bring the feet into the sitting bones, ground down into the feet, pulling the energy up through the feet, engage those inner thighs in towards each other, almost like you've got a brick in between your hands, your thighs. And we're going to push into the feet nice and strong through the legs, bringing the shoulder blades together underneath the back, pushing down into the forearms and breathing. With our drishti, we're going to look down at the energy body, look down at the physical body. Pushing those hips up and high. Breathing into the third eye. And then exhale. Just rolling that spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae back onto the mat. Feel the mat touching the back of the body now. Nice. And then we're going to bring the hands to either side of the head now. And bring the fingers back in towards the body. So we've got those elbows high. Pushing into the hands is our foundation. Pushing into the feet is our foundation. We're going to lift the body up. So this is a new perspective. Five breaths here. And then on an exhale, we're going to lower ourselves nice and gently down onto the mat. Take the legs out to the front, arms out to the side, and allow the energy to dissipate through the body. Breathing into the belly. Yoga is all about uniting the mind and the body. Yoga means to yoke, to unite. And so it's not about rushing through how many poses can we get done. It's about really connecting what's going on for us in our physical body, with our processes, how we're thinking, what the mind's doing, and bringing that vision, our third eye, inside, internal, so that we can really clear anything that's blocking our true vision. Once we really know what's going on the inside, we can see what's going on the outside a lot clearer. Beautiful. And then we're going to do just our one last pose for this sequence, and this is plow pose. So we're going to bring the feet back onto the mat now, lower down those vertebrae by vertebrae, and we're going to take the legs high. We're going to push into the hands, and we're going to bring the legs up and overhead. Straightening the legs if we can. If not, if you haven't got your feet on the ground, just allow them to hover over, or you can grab a chair and pop your feet onto a chair or a block. Looking at the body now with our drishti, giving yourself some love. What a beautiful body you have. Your temple does so much for you. Straighten the legs if that feels good. Where can you feel? What part of your body is it? Your throat, your back, legs? Which part? Nice. And then we'll take the arms down and we're just going to lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. See if you can keep those legs in line with the body for as long as you can before we bring them down onto the mat, nice and lightly, or heavily in my case. And we're going to come into Shavasana. So we're going to do our Yoga Nidra. So we're going to trace down the body with our mind's eye. And I want you to visualize as clearly as you can each part of your body and connect in. And I want you to ask each part of your body how it's feeling. And I want you to trust the intuition of what's being said. Trusting the voice of your intuition and your body. So starting at the top of the head, we're just going to bring in the light through the crown. We're going to work our way down. So top of the head throughout the brain. What's happening? Can you relax and release? Imagine the white light filling up your brain. All the way through the forehead. What's going on in the third eye and the forehead? Relaxing. Anything it wants to say to you. And then down and around the jaw now. The cheekbones, behind the ears. How's that area feel? Breathing. Relaxing, releasing in that area. And the jaw. How's the mouth feeling and the tongue? Are they feeling tense? Can you release them? And if you've released them, can you release them a little bit more? Down through the neck. And the shoulders are feeling really heavy, sinking into the mat. And how are the shoulders feeling? What are they saying? The arms. How are your arms feeling? And the hands. What's going on with the hands? Fingers. And then down through the heart. What does your heart want to tell you right now? Trust that. And down through the diaphragm, that muscle underneath the lungs, what's that saying to you? And down through the abdomen now, in and around all of your internal organs down there, the intestines, the stomach. What's that want to say to you? Down through your, if you're a female, your womb space, your sacral. What is that area saying to you? Your lower back, all the way up the spine. Relaxing and letting go. What's that saying? Down through the hips. What do your hips want to say to you right now? Can you feel the energy? The largest joint of the body holds the most amount of tension. Can we release more tension with our mind's eye? Can we give it a little massage with the mind's eye? Can we visualize bringing light directly into the hips with the mind's eye? Every time we practice our visualization, it becomes stronger. Down through the legs now, the groin, the hamstrings, on the knees, down through the lower legs and the feet. Relaxing, letting go, surrendering. You can breathe directly into the third eye now. Imagine keep drawing light in, filling up the whole energy body as we sink in to a state of conscious awareness.